Hey ratbags, it's Jade today farming the Broodmother, the infused Broodmother, to try and get enough ooze to get my upgrades a bit quicker. I'm really struggling trying to hopefully get lucky with infused ooze from just infused creatures we found around the yard, and so I figure it'd be quicker and easier to maybe do it this way. You need 3 of the Broodmother's infused ooze to go ahead and make one of the fusion crystals. So that's what we're doing today, but slightly different. I did accidentally forget to record my commentary live, which is a bit of a voiceover talking about what I was using in terms of the trinkets, and I want to hear your top tips for taking on the infused Broodmother. Pop them in the comment section down below what kind of build you normally go for and what you think is the best trinkets, and enjoy me farming and going through and hopefully getting on the way to getting our axe upgraded to level 12, and finally very soon we're going to be leaving New Game Plus 1 and beginning New Game Plus 2. Let's go. So for my first round against the Broodmother, again farming for infused ooze, I went and used the sour implant that I had. It was the minor buff out of the 2. With the tenderfoot defense not really going to be much use to me here, but I figured since I've got a pretty powerful sour axe, it'd be better than trying to use the katana again. And it was certainly doing the job, absolutely rinsing the Broodmother in the first few hits. Although remember, she can always take a lot more easier damage in the early stages. It's after this that it starts becoming a bit more of a chore. I had infused spiderling as well to deal with, and all these smaller guys poisoning me. I managed to get nabbed with venom too, as that was the infused Broodmother's ability. I probably should have kept an eye, but yeah, 1-0 to the Broodmother. Okay, round 2, here we go. Same setup as before, same mutations, pretty much a chopper, making sure that I had something like extra stamina, extra health, and I always usually go for reflect with the sour. I always feel like you're going to be taking these big hits, you might as well dish it back to them if they do manage to land a hit on you. What I noticed here is it really makes such a big difference having the meals that give you extra damage. As my meal had run out when I died the first time, I didn't take another meal, and you can see I am definitely doing a lot less damage. But luckily it was lifesteal with the ability here, so I felt like I should maybe hopefully be able to get through this one. Blocking screams is crucial now, so always making sure you've got a chance to block, and yeah, not getting hit by that big massive jump with the poison. I had Mithridism on it as well, so that was really making sure I didn't take as much damage. Taking time to concentrate and take care of all the adds and mobs before really going to town on it. Unlike maybe the wasp fight where you kind of try and ignore a lot of the wasps and hopefully just take care of the wasp queen itself, it's definitely better to clear out the single ones here, otherwise you will just keep getting hit with poison. And all them little bites can add up, especially if you do get staggered by the Broodmother itself. In theory, this fight should absolutely be a lot easier, considering I've managed to upgrade my sour axe at least another go. In fact, twice now. It's up to level 11, and obviously I've got a lot more milk molars giving me that extra health and stuff too. And yeah, even though I'd lost the first round, it definitely felt like I was able to manage, all just depending on what mutation or what effects the infused Broodmother had. I was definitely though eating into my smoothies, but luckily I managed to whittle it down and finally took it out. I went back to my small outpost to see if I could get some more bits from obviously taking the body parts, but honestly I don't think it really matters, or you still might get the body parts, but you're not going to get as much infused ooze or any extra special stuff. So round 2 I actually switched to the Broodmother trinket that I had, so that gives a good 30% extra damage against the Broodmother, and relatively when you're looking at it, it doesn't seem to be that much better or worse than the actual sour implant. The sour implant makes any creature 50% more weak against sour. Now you should all know by now that they're obviously normally weak to spicy. You do 25% extra damage if you've got a spicy weapon, and you have a 50% damage reduction if you use fresh or salty. But sour seems to be more of a kind of just generic damage for this one at least anyway, obviously building up the stun attack or stun possibilities, which is quite tough on a lot of the bosses, but not impossible as you can see. So in reality, depending on what weapons you've got, if you have got the sour acid edge and that's the one you've been upgrading, it would be better to use the sour implant. If you've gone down maybe the spicy path or you haven't got to that stage yet, you've only got your katana or maybe the spicy staff, then definitely using a trinket that's got 30% extra damage. The Broodmother trinket is going to be better. Overall, after watching it in the edits here, it does feel like the sour implant was doing just a little bit more extra damage against the Broodmother. And that's all down to my axe being pretty obviously high powered at level 11. Any lower than that, and yeah, definitely still go ahead and use the Broodmother trinket. I would never really use maybe just a spicy cha-cha trinket or anything that's going to give just extra spicy damage, as it normally only applies some flat damage rather than a percentage, and percentage is definitely better once you've got max weapons upgraded and all your mutations and stuff as well. So it didn't take much longer, but again I was rinsing through all my smoothies and eventually I did manage to finish it off. Only thing I will say is though that I did forget to go and activate the special trophy buff where you get 25% extra damage against the Broodmother. Instead I still had basically trying to get more body parts buff from the stuff version. So that might also be why it seemed to be doing more damage using the sour implant than just the regular Broodmother trinket. Round 3 I did mix up the trinkets again. I had sour major this time and obviously max health, and I did go and make sure I clicked on the trophy this time, and for sure it did seem to be just rinsing through, but wasn't getting as much big damage output from the final hits here as much as before. And I guess if I had to give it an absolute judgment, then implant is always maybe best. Making a creature weak to the weapon that you've got the strongest version of and the highest level is definitely going to be better than just simply adding extra 25% extra damage. Using the implant makes the Broodmother weak against sour, and then it reduces it also by 50%. Although again, using the mutation you get from eating sour candies is really doing the best work here, as you see taking a massive chunk there when I did get hit from the obviously fire from the mage version of this infused Broodmother. So not bad, 2 out of 3, and I was building up a nice little pile now of infused ooze, but I really had run out of all my heals. I slept the night at the outpost, and on the way back home took care of some more infused creatures like spiderling on the way, and again still on the hunt for any more milk molars. In the wolf spider's den, pretty much in the tunnel underneath the plank in the grasslands, did find another infused chest as well with a trinket and some ooze. And I'd earned a few trinkets that was definitely worth getting rid of, as they were just pretty much weak sauce and useless to me, like block strength as well as salty attack. I found another milk molar on top of the juice carton, and there was 2 more in this area that I would eventually get, but you'll probably see that in the next video. Really am struggling with the milk molars. Like, I'm pretty sure there's meant to be enough to go ahead and max upgrade yourself once again, but I definitely feel like there's something off with that, as there should be maybe another 20 or 25 to find, maybe even more to get all the max upgrades, as I pretty much had health, healing, and I was working my way through stamina, so I needed another 9 to go ahead and get max stamina upgraded, leaving me nothing but just food and water to go ahead and get max upgrade. But as again you'll discover in the next video, running around looking for them, I really had trouble finding any new ones, and I felt like I'd explored the whole yard. That's why it's taken so long to do this kind of run through New Game Plus, as I've been checking and making sure that everything I could to see if there was any chests filled with stuff like obviously the trinkets and more. Like, I was checking everywhere, the trail cave where you find the abandoned little outpost, see if there was anything else there. Apart from this infused larvae, not much. Didn't find even a chest with any trinkets inside, not even any raw science. But of course, that's the random part of it. You might find the raw science or milk molar in here next time. I was still absolutely on the hunt to get as much infused ooze as possible, as I needed at least another 8 upgrades stones to go ahead and either upgrade my sour battle axe or be able to upgrade another weapon 2 levels. Here's where I did realise that there was a milk molar on top of this tripod, but there was also one hidden below that I didn't realise for a while, but that would be in the next video. Quick run also getting more fertiliser, as I was desperately in need of more smoothies, and so I had to grow a bunch more of the Brussels sprouts and taking care of more of the infused ants. And yeah, I just ran around absolutely every nook and cranny I could think of, trying to see if there was any more milk molars to be had. Eventually though, after spending the rest of the day just running around killing all creatures and trying to find more infused, it was time to head home with the loot that I'd already got. So 2 more fusion crystals, one from just regular infused ooze and another from the Broodmother, remembering to keep at least one as I've dismantled my infused crafting or upgrade station. And that's pretty much the plan, to try and get this up to level 12 before we begin New Game Plus 2. Or at least another weapon up to level 11 just to help out, as I kind of wanted a one-handed weapon. And that's pretty much it. I've got one more episode to go where you're going to see me hunt down the last milk molars. I'll be saving the infected infused Broodmother for the full mega edit video that will be coming in very soon. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you ratbags later.